Like, comment, share, subscribe. Also hit the bell notification so you be notified when the next video drops. And follow me on other social platforms. Alright, fuck the intro. Let's get into the video. What's going on, y'all? Mufasa Uncaged here. And as you can see, I'm hitting y'all with another Is It Worth It game review. The game I'm reviewing, Dragon Age the Veilguard. Now, I have never played any of these in the past. I have now played Dragon Age Origins, Inquisition. This will be the first time I've ever played a Dragon Age game. So I might not get this on my first try. I might not get everything right, but I'm going to try the best to break down everything from the story and give you my thoughts and details on what this game is about. So without further ado, fuck the intro. Let's get into the video. I can't tell you what led up to this point in the series, but from the beginning, you happen to be in the thick of it already. You are on your way to stop a ritual that would open a portal that releases demons and would end the world. You and your companions stop the ritual from happening, but two guys who happen to be imprisoned inside this portal escape from it and stir up chaos over the land. It's up to you as the Rook to stop both gods and put them back in their prison. Throughout the story, you will have dialogue choices that affect your story and the relationships between you and your companions, so you'll have to pay attention to the narrative when it comes to the choices. That's all I got for the narrative of the story, so let's talk about the gameplay. Before you start playing the game, you get to create your character. The character customization is deep. You start off by picking between 4 races of your character. You have the elves, humans, dwarves, and the Qunari. Out of the 4 races, the dwarves are the only race that have a disadvantage with them not being able to use magic. Now, I would like to mention, they have a variety of hairstyles for the black people out there. After you make your character, you pick your class. There's 3 classes to pick from: Rogue, Warrior, and Mage. With each class, there's 3 specializations that give you some unique skills for combat. Some of these specializations I've seen, they look kinda dope. For my playthrough, I picked the Warrior class, so I can't tell you much of how the other classes played like, besides of what I've seen through character creation. For Rogue, your weapons will be 2 blades and a bow for ranged attacks. One of the specializations you get lets you throw out a turret and shoot a gun, and when you're done with the gun, it lets you throw it at the enemy and it explodes. Another one will let you throw an artifact that will let you bounce it off enemies. The Warrior class, your choice weapons is a sword, shield, and a heavy weapon, such as axes and hammers. When it comes to heavy weapons, they're used for crowd control and when fighting bigger enemies to deal more damage. Reaper is one of the class specializations. It lets you wield a death sight and summon tornadoes of souls. Slayer allows you to wield big weapons and jump in the air and come down like an airstrike. Champion lets you call down a rain of arrows with a meteor following up after. These are ultimate skills, by the way. The Mage class is self-explanatory, but the specializations for this class are heat. Deathcaller lets you drain life of enemies. Evoker lets you freeze enemies and then throw out a black hole that will gather enemies up and tear them apart. Spellblade involves you getting in close combat and opening a rift and inflicting lightning damage. When you're done picking your class, you'll be picking your faction. Picking this will matter to the story depending on who you interact with. It'll affect which enemies you go up against, along with getting a bonus to your character. That could be a boost in health, critical damage, or holding the extra potion. The world exploration in here is a linear, follow the path type of style of exploration. The maps are a nice size in here. There's upper and lower levels, and you'll have different places to visit. With every place you visit, there is a faction that resides there, and building a reputation with them will gain you access to buying better gear for you and your companions. Combat in this game is pretty decent. There's a few combos you have. You have a light and a heavy attack that can be mixed up in between attacks, and a shield that allows you to block and parry. You can also throw it and channel your inner Captain America. If you charge it, you can have it bounce off enemies, or you can have it explode on impact. One of my favorite moves to use as the Warrior class is drop kicking motherfuckers. I swear I abused this ability whenever the opportunity came to present itself.
Nah, fuck! I was gonna drop kick him. Drop kick! Into the hole, into the pit of death. Bam! I can still get him in the hole. Bitch, bye! Sparta! Oh, what the fuck was that?
The gear system in here allows you to enhance and combine other gear. What I mean by that is when you collect a piece of gear that you already have, it combines with the one you already have and makes it stronger, which is a good thing because instead of having 10 of the same armors and weapons taking up space, you can upgrade it to your favorite piece of gear and level it up to a legendary by either finding them or buying them. You're able to have 3 abilities that you're able to use during combat. Building up your rage meter allows you to use these abilities. Since this is a BioWare game, you'll be able to combine attacks with your companions you bring along. Just like in Mass Effect, in your way you have your primer and your detonation. Combining abilities with your companions will result in more damage or attacking a group of enemies. Along with abilities, you get an ultimate attack that builds up by defeating enemies and unleashing your strongest attack. While on your journey, you'll have companions alongside you. Before you recruit them, you'll have to do a mission with them. After that, they'll join you in your quest. Each one of them can be upgraded from their skill trees and gear. They'll have abilities that will help you in combat and ones that will support you in combat, like giving you a boost in damage, granting you invulnerability, or even slowing down time for you so you can get extra hits on enemies. Members of your party will have their own quest that will let you get to know them better and build up a bond with them. I clocked in about 100 hours on this game, and I went into this game thinking it would be another open world game, but it had more of a linear follow the path type of style exploration, which I'm okay with it. I would like to see more games go back to that formula where you can just have different maps to travel to. Now, I'm not saying open world games are bad. I like them too. It's just when we get them, we have 30 collectibles on screen, we have 15 side quests, and not much makes the world look alive, you know? As gamers get older, we're very selective on how we time manage, you know? Sometimes we don't have that much time to put into a big open world game that's like 100 hours nowadays, you know? We're probably even tired after getting off of work, and man, we just ain't got the energy, you know? If I was to offer feedback to the developers, it would be that they make each race have some type of advantage or disadvantage. With the dwarves, they can't use magic, which puts them at a disadvantage, but their combat skills are feared, whatever that means. They could have done the same thing with the elves, like having them be better at using magic, but their combat isn't great. Quinari could have had great strength and defense. The dialogue and conversations could have been better, and while the choice of dialogue is there, it didn't have much impact as I thought it would have had. In Mass Effect, you have the Paragon and Renegade actions to where you could be an asshole throughout the whole story. There were a few choices I had to make that affected the story or one of my companions. This game had a few things they could have polished up on, but in between them switching the game up from this being called Dragon Age Dreadwolf to Veilguard, I guess some things got mixed up in between the dialogue. But between this and Mass Effect, though, I might have to pick Mass Effect, but that's only because I played all the Mass Effects and this being the only Dragon Age game I played. BioWare has been hitting the mark for the gamers since Mass Effect Andromeda and Anthem didn't perform well. With Dragon Age Veilguard, they have gotten a W. It reviewed well with good scores when it dropped, but it was met with some criticism for being a woke game. When it comes to the games, I don't get upset about what pronouns you use, what gender the MC is, or what color the MC is. What I care about is how good the game is. Does it run smooth? And is it fun? If you let little shit like that get to you, then you're gonna miss out on a game you might enjoy. I've been gaming for a long time now, and I have played many games where the characters have been white, black, red, yellow, blue, green, or even a woman. Because at the end of the day, we all want a good game, am I right? That being said, I feel like BioWare has redeemed themselves a little bit. The next Mass Effect game is in the works, and which is said to be released sometime between 2028 or 2030. Which is a long fucking time to be waiting, but hey, we'll have GTA 6 by then. We're going into the holiday season and the Game Awards are around the corner. Marvel Rivals will be the last big release of this year, but after that, no other new games are really going to be dropping for a while. Now, around this time, you might be looking for new games to play. So, think about giving this game a chance, but that's only if you think, is it worth it? What are your thoughts on Dragon Age the Veilguard? Have you played it? Have you played the other Dragon Age games? What are your thoughts on it? And do you think it was one of the biggest Game of the Year snubs of this year? Let me know in the comments below. I appreciate it if you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, and also checking out my other content that's on the channel. I'll also appreciate it if you go check out my other content that's on my other social platforms. Links will be in the description below. This has been another Is It Worth It game review from your boy Mufasa Uncaged, and I will holla at y'all in the next video. Alright, peace.